Hello, my name's Robin Harrison. I'm B2B editor at Clarion Gaming, and I'm here with Frank Woerd of CasinoNews.nl. So, in the Dutch market, is it open season for affiliates as the above-the-line advertising options are cut off?
I mean, I don't have a crystal ball, but if you're asking me for a prediction, I would say affiliation is going to be growing more importantly for the operators in the Netherlands. There's strict regulation, strict rules already being applied and set for the future. And affiliation is one of the main things that is excluded from that because it's really targeted marketing. So yeah, I think affiliation channels like my own website and others are going to be more important in the future. But it's very interesting to see what's going to happen because operators are responsible for what the affiliate does in their name. So it's key for the operators, the regulated operators in my country, to solely work with trustworthy and reliable affiliates. And that's interesting to see because historically it's been a world of where it was a gray area at times, or people were bending the rules a little bit, and that is not something that's possible anymore in the regulated market. So we'll see what happens. The bigger, reliable affiliates will remain, and yeah, I think they'll get a little bit more power with all these regulations now getting into place.
Excellent, it sounded very promising. And you've also got a second wave of licensees preparing to enter or re-enter the Netherlands. So what do you think this is going to do to the market? Do you anticipate some of the early leaders losing market share, or considering the advertising restrictions we just talked about, is that going to make growing an audience more difficult?
Yeah, it's going to be very difficult for new brands entering the market. I think Unibet, which at the time that we're taping this video just launched, they got their license 3 weeks ago. That is maybe one of the main exceptions. They already are a huge brand in the Netherlands, and they've been gone for a little over 260 days, but they still have that brand recognition. Everyone knows Unibet in the Netherlands. It's massive. And they are going to market now, so they still have some wiggle room. Even though there's some regulation already in place, they still have a viable business in the Netherlands, I feel. For some of the others that might come to market in a couple weeks or a couple months, it's going to be tough. And it's kind of unfair, obviously, because they made their investments, €1 million investments probably, at a time where they thought they were allowed to market, use commercials on TV, use out-of-home marketing. That all changed, so it's going to be very tough. There are some brands that are still known in the Netherlands, like Oranje Casino, Kroon Casino. They still have a bit of a name, so they might find a place for themselves. But yeah, it's going to be tough. And it's interesting to see where the shift will happen. The regulator in February announced that there were 634,000 accounts in the Netherlands. Sounds like a lot, but it is not all that much. I imagine the first wave of players might have multiple accounts, so that's maybe around 300,000 players. There is more people interested in my country in gambling. Will they find their way to the regulated market? It's interesting to see. Obviously the grey and the black market are targeting those players as well, and they don't have to abide by the restrictions. So it's interesting. It's going to be tough. I imagine some of the operators that are on the market right now, maybe most specifically Bad City, that might feel some damage from new operators like Unibet that have a kind of similar offering and using some similar platforms. They might feel it, but yeah, it remains to be seen exactly what it's going to mean, but it's interesting times for sure.
And it's interesting you mentioned Bet City there, because obviously they've been acquired by Entain. And so, considering all these factors, such as the bigger difficulty for the majority of brands in actually building that audience without the above-the-line advertising, do you think there's going to be more kind of M&A activity as operators look to accelerate their growth in the Dutch market?
Yeah, I mean, again, I don't have a crystal ball, but I would expect definitely M&A is going to be very important. Like I said, if you're new to the market, it's very tough to to get your audience, to get the players. And if there's a license holder that already has the accounts and is up for sale, yeah, obviously we're going to see that, because even if an operator has all the accounts but has low retention at the moment, so they are still interesting for a big company to take over, because they can target their own players. Obviously, they can send out those emails to all their dormant accounts. So yeah, it's going to be interesting, and I definitely see M&A is going to be part of that world of advertising, in the world of gaming in the coming months, for sure.
Frank, thank you very much and have a great show.
Thank you, I'm loving it here. I actually stopped going to Vegas to be here, so happy.